What's going on, y'all? So I'm gonna get caught up on MBG's video here. Apparently, this is 13 minutes long on the Astro Cyborg's page. We had some reacts going to that. So here's his response and an up-to-date, um, I guess we could say react. There's a clip before this is actually about a minute long where he says that he didn't realize he was going to make, I guess, Alex and other people that upset. But the interesting thing is that, when you're in this type of field, you know how things are. And also, let me just zoom out a bit. Like I said, we got to expect this. Definitely, if you've been in it for that long, you have to expect this type of stuff to happen. So let's see what he has to say, though. Are we ready for this? Part two. Let's go.
This is why it bothers me to see these people out here who are trying so hard to make it seem like they're coming from a place that's not toxic. That's not, one-sided. And I say something like this and it's like, well, no, you're just a fanboy. It's like, what about
What do you mean by toxic? Okay, so so funny. You guys have seen my page, all the comments I get. There's a lot of toxic ones, but to me, like I said, I expect that because I'm in a console war world. There's cooperation that we've aligned with Helldivers too. But I've told people too, yes, I'm all for that, and I've pushed for that for a whole month. Thanks for all the support for all that too, everybody. But the thing is, though, is that doesn't mean that the fanboys are going to stop being fanboys, and that's what I've been highlighting. You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean because we're doing that the rest of that outside of that, which people have been doing for years, just disappears overnight. I don't think so. I think that's very unrealistic. And I think we still have to be honest about how we feel. Like, I don't think I can fully say that if I align with everything cooperatively and I see everybody else doing it, I would expect everybody to be 100% in. I think I'd be foolish by saying that. And the reason why is because let's just not be that naive, right? It's not going to happen. And that stuff takes time. So,
what I just said is fanboy? It's
okay.
it's like it's like a hardcore Xbox fanboy refusing to admit that you loved exclusives too. Just it's okay to admit it. It's fine. Like it's okay to say I loved exclusivity. It's also okay to say I'm okay with it maybe going away now. Those two things are allowed to exist.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. My thing is, like I told you before, if the corporation says that they're doing that, what are we still talking about? Because if they decided to do that, do you think they want to hear you tell them to go back to something they decided on? No. Something you have to come to accept. That is the only reality. Otherwise, you're just going to do something other than that.
And the people who are trying to keep score, my question is, what the fuck are you keeping score of? Why are you not playing games and focused on the games? Because you know what? While we may be focused on exclusivity, we're still focused on the games. That's the irony of it. That's the irony of it.
I mean,
it's still centered around games.
You guys saw my stream last night. I was doing it live on Twitch. So I haven't been doing anything on YouTube, but my Hollow Knight's right there. You know what I mean? We're on it. I beat that. This is going to be game clear number 18 for me. And then we're going to clear some other games. But yeah, I mean, I've been so busy doing everything else, but um, we do this. You know what I mean? We got some more stuff coming up on Game Pass and PC as well. And then some PS5 exclusives next month. Borderlands 4, look out for that. If you guys want to play with me, let me know. I'm getting that. I can't wait for that. Let's continue this, though.
So I'm just saying, give people the opportunity to let them breathe, man. Let them breathe. Let the fanboys breathe, will you? Get your boot off their neck. All right? Nobody saw this coming. Nobody's going to pretend oh, I saw this coming, 5 years ago. No, you didn't. Nobody knew that Microsoft was going to just say, here's Gears of War PlayStation, here's Forza, we're bringing the next Halo over. Nobody saw that.
Aren't you excited for Re9/MG Delta are non-exclusive? I think it is just a change of thinking. We could still be excited for games.
Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to advocate for right now, dude, is like, let the fanboy who was expecting to get the next Halo exclusively on their console breathe a little bit. Give them a little bit of room to soak it in that it's going to be a day one PlayStation launch, buddy.
MBT, the problem with that is that the Xbox community never got any breathing room And PlayStation winning for the last decade plus, been stomping on them consistently. They weren't allowed any breathing room, and even they were so aggressive about it until Nintendo started showing up, and they got humbled a little bit. But even then, after the Series X launching as well, like that never happened. So I get what you're trying to say now, but there was so much damage done that it's going to be hard to balance it like you think it will. Everybody would have to agree in a certain spectrum that I think is going to be a difficult decision. It is. Um,
It's going to be okay. Simultaneously, let the PlayStation. Now, granted, I think you're seeing maybe a little bit more hesitant with PlayStation because it's not exactly the same yet.
okay.
But let the PlayStation fanboy who has to now process the idea of like, so wait, Spider-Man might go to Xbox. Like, let him breathe. Let it. Don't. I don't. Let's not pretend that we just expected that, and we all.
That depends on what they post, on what they say. If they're trying to console war, you know what I mean? And then you're saying let them breathe. You can't ask for that and then say cut on some slack when you're joining the console war conversation in any sense, because by doing that, you have set something alert to clip you or something. You know what I mean? It's like if you don't want that, then just don't step in the arena. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want a PvP, turn off your PvP like in a MMO, right? Turn it off. You don't want that, right? But these guys are going and turning theirs on in front of people that like that. It's like, just think about it, guys. If we play games here, I just have to give you that type of thing. You are in the PvP console war communication world. You know what I mean? People are going to come to you like this and challenge you. You know what I mean? Because that's what's in that world. If you don't like it, get out the world. That's what I have to say about that. And say, look, what I'm doing is just not console war related. But I think if you've done that so much, it's going to be hard. Like, definitely if you change sides, and I'm not trying to say that against MBG in a negative way, but it just gives me a full spectrum of why people are the way they are. I understand this picture now. So, things are the way they are. Like I said, that's their business. But when I'm observing things, I'm just like, yeah, man, I think I kind of expect this after um, definitely the Cody Wood stuff, finding out about that. It's just going to happen. So I'm here to react the way I'm reacting, but I'm enjoying this though. Let's keep going.
All should have been expecting it. Come
Okay.
on, man. Like, I'm just trying to ask people to like chill out a little bit. Like it's okay. Like, this is the time. This is the time to change your tune. This is the time to be like, you know what? Maybe
I've
we
done it.
have to see things a little bit differently now. And maybe that's fine. Maybe it's
And dude, you have over 100K subs. You've been set for a while. So it's easy for you to set a change like that, but certain algorithms just will not help people when they're trying to grow their channel. Like the algorithm mistress wants me to salt farm, you know what I mean? It likes the stuff I do, depending on what you fed it so much too, because that's what it's seen. So I get what you're trying to say, and Helldivers was definitely the perfect algorithm, and still is a good algorithm to push for that, and whatever else comes along with that. We have to be in line 100% before that. But outside of that, when people are acting like fanboys, they're going to get slammed because that's separate from that, and they're not aligned with it. So that just makes this never go away because the fanboys keep it alive more than anything. And I think sometimes people just don't see that, and I have to come and say that. Um,
all good.
mhm. This is just a
And I
mirror.
understand, like, well, what about the person who doesn't? What about like, because let's face it, I come across some PlayStation fans who are like, fuck that, we want true exclusivity or I'm out. And that's where I just respectfully, I try to say to those people, like, dude, I don't think Sony's listening to you, man.
No, they're not, because what Sony's going to listen to is what Sony is interested in and what they want to do. If you're going to tell them something outside of that, do you really think they want to hear that? They've already done that world. So it makes sense to realize, no, they're not going to listen to you. As a matter of fact, you're in the way of their agenda. They would have to hear an Xbox player saying, I'm about to buy your game because that's where they're going to get the business and money at. If you understand that, then you're understanding how the way these new agendas are working, because that's the direction they are headed in, just for that. And I think when it, like I said, comes to anything online and community oriented, you want maximum expansion and growth and profit. And you should never shoot that down. And that's the thing we should be pushing for. These other subjects, and even those that people go against, it's just going to be open for clipping and farming, because that's just how it is. And we know the duality of man, so let's not play games and think that it's only going to be yin and not yang.
So if you can't find any good here, you got to go to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like that's like if like true exclusivity is all that matters to you, then you got to go to Nintendo. changing tune can be interpreted in so many different ways.
Yes, you
Could be
do.
another term for hypocrisy.
No, I'm not
And I
gonna
get
color
that,
it.
but that's where
I'm
it's
just
like,
kidding. I do love that
this
console
is
though.
where
Yeah.
things could be better if
We're
we
not
could all
doing
just
that.
take our L's gracefully.
I just kiss it
Because you're
mentally.
right. Like there is hypocrisy. And it's tough because it requires everybody to be on the same page.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be hesitant to take their L gracefully or admit that, yeah, you know what, I was wrong about that, or yeah, maybe I stuck my foot in my mouth. And, you know, it turned out the opposite way. It's going to
Well, if pride is involved in something, yeah, you know, sometimes people admitting that I was gracefully, yeah, that may be hard to do. People can struggle with that. I understand that can be an ego thing, a pride thing, or just unwilling to. I mean, yeah.
be hard for people to do that if you got like a group of hyenas waiting for you. Your natural inclination is going to be, no, I don't want to go anywhere near that. That's the danger zone.
Well,
And this
I'm
is what I'm
not.
trying to tell people, that like
Who are we talking to? Because roar over here. What are we talking about? Just.
this is what we're being surrounded by. Not just me, not just Xbox fanboy. It's just like, generally speaking, like this is the time, like people see the change. And like now it's time, like bring out the receipts. And it's like, if you brought out the receipts just even remotely in good faith, maybe we could make progress. But they're not doing that. They're not doing that.
I'm trying to figure out when he's saying that. That's why I prefer names. We all comment what receipts and what situation.
And I realized that by me getting so worked up and engaged in all this shit, like I'm not helping it. And so I'm just going to, you know what I'm going to be? I'm just going to be the person at this point.
No, MBG. So when you said you might start feeling like you're going to get aggressive and that you might like you opened up Pandora's box with that and it's not good to retreat after that, I think it would have been better because you're still continuing. I think it's better that if you just be a little bit more aggressive and really get out how you really feel sometimes. Alex did that. Though you may have said what you said, but guess what? It's not sitting there inside of him anymore. He let it all out like that. And whatever it is, to me, I'm like, at least you're being honest. Okay, if that's how you feel, that's how you honestly feel. And I tell you, hey, let whatever it is and say, okay, so it came out like that. But you were being honest with me. MBG, I think you kind of have to like let more things out for you yourself too. Because you're the one that's holding on to that, nobody else. And I think you would feel better if you did.
I'm going to be the channel and the content creator and the individual in this space that says, you know what? Fresh start. Why not? Like honestly, what better time?
I mean, that's what kind of Helldivers is for. But like I said,
what
that's not going to be a full partial carryover, 100% everybody on board.
better time? I'm seriously saying it. Like what other time would present itself where it's like you got new gen consoles rolling around, you know?
Mm-hmm. I think it'll take care of itself more over time.
You got new gen consoles rolling around where, yes, like this is just something that PlayStation fans are going to have to accept, and I think most of them have. But there are just some people that still they can't really grasp it, where it's like every single PlayStation player should look at the fact that the next Xbox is going to play PlayStation games.
Yeah, so what?
I mean, literally, like you don't have to talk about Spider-Man making its way to Xbox because it's going to make its way to Xbox in 2027 when, you know, Xbox fanboy number 372, you know, goes out there and buys the $1,000 Xbox. They boot up Steam. They buy Spider-Man 1, 2, Miles Morales, and then they play them at very high specs.
To me, that's nothing because that's been available on PC for years. They're just going to be joining in with their device along with the PC community, which what they've built for a long time, and have their device link into what the PC community is doing. It's already available. They're just having a PC device. It's like the ROG Ally. They will be able to do that. So it's not a new phenomenon. That's why I don't get why people are making a big deal out of it anyways. It's like it's just Microsoft's themed version of Xbox PC coming, joining in with what people can do on their laptops and desktops right now. So that's why, yeah, that's why I was like, dude, somebody been did that, so you should be comfortable with that automatically. They're just getting in it and getting it that way, right? So that means if PC had to get a game a year later, it's the same thing. They just joined in on what PC's doing. You see what I mean? So yeah, that's why I said that people should have accepted it already with PC.
Running on their box that says Xbox on it. That's
Mm-hmm.
going to happen.
Yeah.
And by that time,
Yeah.
a game that's exclusive right now to PlayStation, or it's about to come out, Ghost of Yotei, will probably be playable on PC at that time. So Ghost of
Yeah.
Yotei will probably be playable on the next Xbox. And this is where people just need to be okay with that notion.
Yes. Yes. Good.
Like you can't you can't stop that. And to be upset about that is like, take a moment. That's what I'm saying. Give people room to breathe. Take a moment. Be like, fuck, man. This was the whole reason I bought into this. It's like, I get it, dude. It's the reason a lot of people bought into this. Not everybody, but a lot of.
But that's the thing. All the stuff that's happened with the Series X, all the downfalls that's happened, they were just hammering onto the Xbox community consistently. That's why on my YouTube, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come back up the Xbox community. That's when y'all saw me up here because I'm like, they're still just hammering them consistently. Everybody knows, you know what I mean? And I know you're asking for that, but you can't expect. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's you got to think about the other side. And I know you said you like that type of balance, so think about that as well. I get what you're trying to say, but yeah, that treatment was not given on that side. It was really imbalanced, big time.
A lot of people. But you know what? What's really going to change, dude? What's really going to change when Sony comes out with Spider-Man 3, and then 6 months later it's on PC, and the Xbox players who bought that Xbox Magnus can play it. Is that really going to stop you from enjoying Spider-Man 3 on your PlayStation?
No.
And you'll have people that come out and they're like, well, I'm going to go to PC. It's like, okay.
But that's been the thing.
Sony's giving you the signal that that's okay. They've been giving you that signal for the last 5 years by releasing their games on PC.
Yes, if you want to do that.
But
I think at that point, definitely with PS6, there's so much diminishing returns. Why am I waiting? I'm playing it instantly, and I don't want to wait. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to take longer than a year. I promise you, just because they're going to be like that. Money had deals that may be 6 months, but once again, why do I have to wait? When we get to those PS6 aspect, man, dude, at that point, there's diminishing returns. It ain't gonna look that much better at that point. You have everything you really need. You know what I mean? So why do I want to wait? That's why the PlayStation is still going to be very useful because they're going to have so much of that consistently, and you're going to be getting what you need, and that's what people want. I don't care if other people get the game later. Why the hell am I going to be that petty? I want other people to experience good games. As long as I get my experience and I'm there first, and I don't care. After that, other people can get their experience. I just think it's ridiculous for somebody to think that. Definitely, they're going to get more sales. So, man, dude, who cares? If they say it, then at that point, it's like whatever.
just saying, man, like if this is real, if what these people,
yeah,
and you know it's a lot of people, if what they claim is real, then let's fucking do it. Okay, let's all move forward with a fresh start and say, hey, if this is the way it's going to be, then there's no more reason to be toxic to one another and to try to dunk on one another in the name of fanboy antics.
Well, you have to say that about the people that, I mean, you guys know, I mean, that sounds nice, but let's just see what happens. You see what I mean? It's like, come on, let's face reality.
And console exclusivity.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the problem. You guys know just as well as I do. You guys know just as well as I do that, like, there's going to be a shit ton of people, the hyenas, as they call them. They're not going to let that happen. You know what? It's like, let's take somebody like Colt Eastwood. I will name drop Colt Eastwood because you know what? I called him out multiple times last week, but you know what? I'm going to change my perspective on this. And I mean this. I'm not just saying this. Colt Eastwood's out here and he's trying to take the position of, you know, exclusivity is dissolving and it's going away. And maybe this can be a good thing for gamers and we should all embrace it. Now, do people immediately jump down his throat and make it clear that, dude, you're a major Xbox fanboy and you're a major advocate for exclusivity for years? Do they label it as hypocritical? Yes. Is it? I mean, to a degree, probably, yeah. But at the same time, I realize, you know what? It's like, because what else is he going to do? What, like, think about it. Like, what is he going to, his choice is either to say, I'm done with Xbox and I'm done playing video games and I'm done talking about it on social media, or I'm just going to try to see the upside. And I get that. Like, I understand where that comes from.
Yeah, you got to push for that. I mean, there's not much else to go through. I like Code. I think he's cool, but it seems like they have some beef going on.
I totally get it.
MBG.
I guess I'm just pointing out Colt Eastwood because it's like, you know what? I realize that I'm taking the wrong approach to this. That if what I want is for everybody to get on the same page and to a better place where we can all benefit from it. Not saying that there won't be criticism. Not saying that there isn't going to be bad. There's going to be bad news. There's going to be criticism. There's going to be major bumps along the way.
Mm-hmm.
But generally speaking, where it's like this one aspect that became totally poisoned, totally toxified, and sometimes just got out of hand, or even if it didn't, it's something that lingered for a long time because it was justified. It's not anymore. Now it's time to just collectively move on. I realize that by me, you know, it's pointing the finger is not the way to go about that. It's not. You know, just as I don't want anybody pointing the finger at me as I'm trying to, you know, change, right? Where it's like, this is going to be good, right, guys? Right? Like, I think we're all in agreement. This is what everybody's saying. Just as I don't want people pointing the finger at me, I shouldn't be the one pointing the finger either. And it's not to say that everybody's going to be on board, but it's just a kind of realization that, you know, I think the time is here now, and it will pass. It will pass. But it's here now, and we're going through it where I think everybody we are this close.
Well said, my brother.
To being on the same
about
page.
The games, the console.
That's going to take some time. So this is what MBG's kind of moving towards to now. But he did say some things, so it's kind of hard. So I don't know. We know what's going to happen. I think he does too. Let me know what you guys think about this. Just had to catch you up. All right, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out. Have a great day. Keeping it going.